Welcome to Nattys Crafts. I'm Natalie. I always do all the crafting. And today we're going to do a couple of Christmas crafts. I think we probably will get 2 in, maybe. We'll see. So if you can, please go ahead and give the video a big thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. Make sure to subscribe. Hit the bell when you subscribe so that you know when the next video comes out. So do all those normal YouTube things. And let's go ahead and go take a look. So first we are going to make a tree skirt for one of the Dollar Tree mini trees. And we're going to take one of these hats from summer, which I don't know, I don't think they carry these year round, but they may, I don't know. It's just one of these little straw looking hats. And we're going to take off all the little pesky tags. And the ribbon. And the ribbon, of course, save it for a future project. If you choose a hat that has a nice ribbon on it, then you can actually use it versus one that you will never use. And we are going to basically cut the hat into a tree skirt. So I'm just trying to figure out where exactly I'm going to cut and how I'm going to do it. And I did get out my heavy duty scissors because my hands were hurting a little bit. So I think this could be cut with just the simple Dollar Tree scissors. I think it would be fine. But I'm just going to cut this up the side to the middle of the hat. And then once we've got it cut up the middle, or down up the side, I guess it is. That's not the middle. Then we are going to cut the top off, basically. So I counted up, there's like little lines that go around the hat. I counted up, I believe, 5 lines, or 4 or 5 lines, I'm not sure. And just follow that line all the way around the circumference of the hat. Once we've got that all taken care of, then I'm just going to measure just to make sure that I can make this look somewhat like a tree skirt. It's not going to be like the totally flat tree skirt where you put presents and all that. It's not going to be that. And if you wanted this to be a natural color, obviously you're just about done and you don't have to do anything more. But I am turning mine red, so I'm going to just make a nice red that I like. So I'm using the bright stoplight red, and I'm mixing some brown in it to rustic it up a bit, as Kelly Barlow would say, and just make a color that I like better, a little bit deeper, darker red. And I'm painting. Now, if you had spray paint, of course, that'd be ideal. I have no spray paint of any color other than gray and black and white. So I am going to have to paint this. And I grabbed my small paintbrush. I'm not really honestly sure why. But then I went back and I grabbed my larger paintbrush. And that was much easier and faster. And you do want to make sure that you get all of the edges, because the edges can be seen a little bit. So just make sure that you're getting all of the edges at the top and on the side. And then for the edges, because they will fray with this material, I'm just putting some hot glue all along the edges. And this will just hold it so that it's not, creating problems, not shedding, basically. And again, any edge that we cut, we're going to cover with hot glue. It doesn't have to be real thick, but just a thin line just to hold all the shredding in place. And then, once I've got it painted, I've got the edges fixed or hot glued, we're going to add some ribbon. I chose this gold ribbon. It's a very pretty ribbon. I had a project in mind for it last year, and I never did that project, so it's still here. So I'm going to go ahead and use it now. And I'm just going to hot glue it onto the very edge or the very bottom of the tree skirt. And just strategically placing it so that the thickest part of this ribbon, because you can actually see through this ribbon, but so I'm just strategically putting the hot glue so that you can't see the hot glue. And if you had just a regular flat ribbon, you'd want to do the same thing so that you can't see the hot glue. So we're just going to add that ribbon all the way around, and then when we get to the edge, we're just going to go ahead and cut that off, and then we're going to bend it around the edge so that there's not a ribbon edge that you can see. So just glue it to the very edge and then bend it under. And then it just looks like it was built into that hat or into that tree skirt. And then here's my little tree that I have. I don't know where my green ones went. All I could find is this one. So this is the one I'm using. And just, again, making sure it fits properly. And we're going to make a little fastener so that it stays tight around the bottom of the tree. So I'm using these little Velcro dots. They're not Velcro. What are they called? Hook and loop dots from Dollar Tree. And I made a mark where I wanted it to be connected so that it's easy for me to just stick the dot onto the skirt. And that's it. Kind of a cute little idea. And I always have a tree at my desk at work, and so this would be the kind of skirt I would put there because I don't need to have presents or anything under the tree. But I thought it was cute. It's a little different. It's a different idea for those hats. So I like it. And then we have to use the rest of the hat for something, of course. So this is the top of the hat that we had cut off. And we're going to take it and we're just going to cut it directly in half. Now, in the middle of the hat, there's like a little double layer of some sort. And that was a little bit harder to cut through, but I was still able to cut through this hat with just that regular scissors from Dollar Tree. And so we're going to cut it in half, and then we're going to cut a little slit at the top of each half. Because what we're going to do, we're going to make Christmas tree ornaments. So these are going to be little Christmas trees that you would hang on your tree. Your larger tree, though, because these are large. And you could use the whole hat to do this. I mean, you could get many ornaments out of this hat if you wanted. But I had just the top left, so I'll have just 2 of these ornaments that I can make out of one hat. And then once you've got that glued together, all I did was bend it around in a what is that, a triangle, a tree shape, and then hot glued it. And then I'm going to try and make a bow. Actually, this isn't the bow, I'm sorry, this is the hanger. So for the hanger, I'm just making a loop, and then I'm going to glue it inside of the ornament, so that you can't see the glue or the end of the hanger. So just put a dot of hot glue on there and then just press it well so that it stays. And then we are going to attempt to make a bow. For some reason, I couldn't figure out how to tie a bow. I was trying to do the bow, the same bow that you would do if you were tying your shoes. And I guess because it wasn't on my shoe, I could not figure out how to make a bow. I don't know, it took me like 10 minutes to figure out how to make a bow. As you can see, I'm struggling right here and right now. But I did, actually, I was doing it backwards anyway, so then I switched it over so the red would be on top. I'm just using a thin ribbon here, red and green, so 2 ribbons. I did finally figure it out, and those are my little ornaments. And this tree is actually sitting out in my garage. It's the one I use outside of my house, and it's the only tree I had that was big enough. And so that is where my little ornaments shall lie. And again, I thought these were cute, just a cute little additive to a tree. Or you could put these on a garland as well if you used the whole hat. And I thank you so much for stopping by Nattys Crafts today. I sure hope that you'd give the video a big thumbs up, leave a comment down below, and then make sure to subscribe. Remember, when you subscribe, you should hit the bell so that you know when the next video comes out. I hope you have a wonderful day, and remember to appreciate today, as tomorrow is never promised. And thanks, you guys. Y'all have a great one.